All right, you're on the evening drive with me, Salil. It's been a Bollywood day. And it always is. They call me Mr. Bollywood. I don't know how. I seem to eat, breathe, and live Bollywood. When you've been doing this for as long as I have, I think, yeah, fabulous. Sometimes I like to tell people that I did make my Bollywood debut in 2007 with Avarapan. So even I have completed 12 years. I know people remember Ranbir Kapoor, but even I have completed 12 years. You're listening to the Evening Drive. Evening Drive with Salil. Actually, a very interesting story I want to tell you. People use social media updates a lot. Salil Acharya, by the way, on Twitter and Instagram, that's my ID. Always stay in touch with me there. But the person who got me on Twitter was Priyanka Chopra. And she was this fabulous person, who just said, "You don't have Twitter? What are you doing?" I said, "I don't even know what to write on Twitter." So she got me on Twitter. And of course, the first 20 posts were like, "Hi, good morning, what's up? I'm working out. Stocks are crashing." That's all. We started like monosyllables or maybe just like one word and two words. Then we got better at writing a little bit more. And now I think it's one of the biggest mediums to connect with people. And social media is how Priyanka met Jonas. Nick Jonas. Yeah, right? So it's almost changed the way the world is. And this Desi girl is so Videsi now. I'm super proud of her and, super chuffed to know that, she went from here and made it big there. So Priyanka Chopra this hour. You're going to enjoy this. Met up with her when, she'd come down to promote Sky is Pink. I think you're going to like this. Stick around. You're listening to Like a Radio with me, Salil, on the Evening Drive.
Like a Radio.
All about the music.
You're listening to Like a Radio.
All about the music.
And what you've all been waiting for on the Evening Drive with me, Salil, joining me is one of the most effervescent personalities, one of the most, how should I say this, accomplished individuals ever to have come out of the Indian film industry. She's made a mark in India as well as the West. Well, it's Priyanka Chopra, and let's have a drum roll for her. Evening Drive on Like a Radio with Salil. Acting royalty sitting right next to me right now. Ooh. So yeah, well, I have to say this, looking gorgeous as ever. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So difficult to catch hold of you now. And when we do, we get the opportunity. We're so happy. And Farhan, thanks so much for joining us. It really is something that I love saying. I saw this little discussion that you all had after your screening at TIFF.
Okay.
And
how did we say?
No, lots of nice things. Okay. But your director said incomparable. It's just fantastic. You cannot compare this cast that is there. So first of all, congratulations. You all are getting accolades everywhere. And the two of you are like a house on fire. And I see it before and after. This gentleman right here and you, the connection was awesome. It's been shot over a year. And the two of you have such a long connection for how many years? And now when you all reconnect, how is that between the two of you?
I feel like I've known my relationship with Farhan has evolved and changed and evolved and changed from, being a new actor who was really, really looking for validation from him when I started Dawn. Super excited to be working with a filmmaker like him. And then
he was filmmaker that time.
Yeah, filmmaker that time. You had to start acting, no, then?
No.
Yeah, so he was everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you're working with Farhan Akhtar. You got to bring your A game and all." So from there to becoming a co-actor, which was anyway scary for me. Zoya had to literally sit us down and do just her, me and Farhan casual night. Yeah. So I would get out of my fear of him and be able to treat him like a co-actor.
Really?
Yeah. Before Dil Dhadakne Do. Even though we had a few scenes, he came in a cameo.
Yeah.
And then so I think Dil Dhadakne Do was our prep for Sky is Pink.
Well, that's a really long prep.
Yeah. And great prep. I wouldn't mind prepping on a cruise like that around Europe.
Evening Drive on Like a Radio with Salil. More with Priyanka and Farhan. When I caught up with them, The Sky is Pink, these old friends getting back together again, and beautiful, beautiful film. We'll catch up with them in just a bit.
Like a Radio.
All about the music.
Whenever I catch up with my filmy stars, I love speaking so much more than just the film, So much has happened in their lives, especially if you have people like Priyanka Chopra and Farhan Akhtar join you. When I caught up with them a while back on The Sky is Pink, I actually want to know more about Dil Dhadakne Do, because I've always wanted to go on a cruise. Just don't think what I'm going to do on the cruise for that many days. When I met up with them, I asked them about this. You're listening to the Evening Drive with Salil. So by the way, did that film actually look as much fun as it was? It's like I saw it on screen. Of course, it had lovely storylines as well. But was it fun on the cruise as much, or was it just hardcore shooting?
No, it was fun. You become a little bit of a family now because there's nowhere else to go. You know, so you only have
You're
each
stuck
other.
on the boat.
We had deck number 7, which
Yeah.
became like the party place.
Yeah.
You know, that was that. But I mean, honestly, actually, I think Priyanka, Ranveer, Anil and Shefali probably spent the most time on it because they're the most scenes.
Yeah,
You know, all of us
yeah.
were kind of coming and going.
Yeah.
So, but it was a lot of fun. It was fun, yeah.
But were you not fun when you were a director? Because has there been a huge change in Farhan Akhtar?
Well, I thought so.
I'm not spilling the tea.
But have you become more chilled out? See, if you're not still just an actor, but still, I mean, you want to produce. And both of you are like that. You know, you all do everything. But now, when you're acting a little bit more, are you a little more relaxed?
No, okay, well, there you got your answer.
No, but I have to hear it from you.
No, I feel that it's not only about work. I think just generally in life, I've become a lot more chilled out.
Yeah.
So, you know, so that then reflects also, of course, in the way you are with your work.
Were you very hard on yourself earlier, you know?
I think so. I was, you know, I feel that for the longest time, I lived with this kind of perception of people thinking that I'm not going to be able to do too much. For a very long time. Yeah. I used to have this feeling.
As in, do too much?
I mean,
Like become a big name.
You know, like that feeling.
Really?
Yeah. For a very long time.
You heard this exclusively, right?
I'm,
You know, for a
I'm
long,
shocked,
long
and they're considering what they call you now, singer, this,
So,
that.
so I think the minute I got like into a groove,
Yeah.
like it became very important to me to make sure that it's the best that it can possibly, you know, kind of be. And maybe it at times you get so stickler with it that I wasn't maybe relaxed and chilled out enough. But I feel with time,
I think it was just the first dawn. By the second dawn, you were like chilling. and you were fine.
Yeah.
But it was
Your validation had happened by then.
By then I'd eased out. Yes.
Wow. Man, that's some inside news you would never know. Anyway, more such inside stuff gonna come your way. Stay tuned to me, Salil, on the evening drive. I know you're having fun.
Like a radio.
All about the music.
All about the music.
This is Like a Radio.
The megastar, the superstar, Piggy Chops, Priyanka Chopra, Jonas in the house with us, along with Farhan Akhtar. You know, I'd caught up with them on the Sky is Pink. And it wasn't just about the film. I was meeting Priyanka after so long. By the way, she called me for a wedding, at least a reception. So, you know, there's a lovely picture of us there. But you know what I caught up with her? I said, you changed the entire landscape of what actors can think about. It's no longer about Mumbai. It's no longer about Bollywood. It's no longer about Tollywood. You can go to the West. You can keep coming back. This changed the game. Evening Drive on Like a Radio with Salil.
You have given the Philip life to so many people that used to always say, why can't people like them go there and do this? They said, you know, because there was the stereotypes that used to be there. There's so many things that should be there. You just open the doors for everyone. Do you know the responsibility that you have now? I know that you know, it doesn't weigh on you, but it's historical what you managed to do, and I don't think people thank you enough for it every time.
Oh, you're
But it's
very
true.
kind.
I've seen your career throughout for the last 15, 20 years.
You have.
Literally. Like in this same seat.
Yeah.
As we can see, we've not traveled too much. But, yeah. But otherwise, does it ever weigh down on you?
Look, first and foremost, I don't think that the reason Indian actors have not gone there and you know, not made it is not because they lack anything, it's because they don't want to. I mean, we are a massive film industry which gives us crazy opportunities, and that's another world. I think, and I decided to do it at like 32, you know, when I was already working here. I had to go kickstart all the way from the beginning, walk into rooms and introduce myself and say, hi, I'm Priyanka Chopra, I'm an
That's
Indian
really
actor.
weird, must have been for you, nah?
I mean, it took a lot of humility.
Yeah.
It took a lot of like recognizing that just because I'm known in one part of the world means like everybody in the world should know me. You know, actors, we sometimes feel like, acha, 5 people know me, to sab mujhe jante hain. And that's not true. So
No, but did they do see, I'll tell you something, research is there on the internet these days. Do you think that a lot of people also don't do that because they just want to say, okay, let's just see what the person's metal is?
I think there's a stereotype attached to what Bollywood actors can do, which is something that I really had to fight with. Like, that we'll act melodramatic, that we don't know how to do subtle acting, that we're great at like dancing and music, but we don't know how to, you know, the sensibility is not Western. Those are the stereotypes that come with being as soon as because Bollywood has been reduced to a genre in the West.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's an industry. It's like, oh, a Bollywood is a certain type of thing and you can only do that much. So I think fighting all of those stereotypes was really hard. It took me auditioning a lot. It took me introducing people to my work. It took me creating reels. So it takes a lot of plowing the ground, you know, and that was hard. It took humility. It took It took, recognizing that I do want to do, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it really well. Otherwise, I'd rather not do it. And I'm glad it worked out.
You're listening to the Evening Drive. Evening Drive with Salil. Just listen to every single word she says, man. You may not like what she does sometimes, but you cannot take away from the fact what she's done is unbelievable. And one day is not enough with them. I'm going to catch up with them again tomorrow. You stay tuned to the Evening Drive with me, Salil. I'm going to be signing out of here. So good evening, but stay in touch with me, Salil Acharya, on Instagram and Twitter. I will be connected there. See you tomorrow. Piggy Chops, as she's called, Priyanka Chopra, Miss Jonas, as she likes to call herself now. So much that Priyanka Chopra has actually achieved. Miss World, people forget. Yeah, don't forget that she was a beauty queen as well. And not just that, she's had like so many hits. Plus, she also has a fantastic singing career with Wyclef Jean. Evening Drive on Leica Radio with Salil. Piggy Chops, Priyanka Chopra. Well, Miss Jonas, as she likes to call herself. I think she's rocketing on all sides. And I think the good thing about Priyanka Chopra is it's not just the Bollywood career. It's not Quantico only. It's also the Baywatch and the various Hollywood films that she's done. You know, she just really has an envious Instagram account, because like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, only like the superstar of the world, is her friend. I'm going to say that again. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is her friend. Wow. Piggy Chops, can I please be part of your crew? Actually, no, she's very clear about that. Pariniti Chopra is the closest to me. So maybe I can like sort of get friendly with her and then maybe I can be part of that crew. Anyway, so much more about Priyanka Chopra in this hour. Stick around, you're going to like this one. We met up during Sky is Pink and I think we had lots to chat about and lots to catch up on.
Leica Radio.
All about the music.
Leica Radio.
All about the music.
Priyanka Chopra, Jonas and Farhan Akhtar. You know, whenever I catch up with them, there's so much to learn. They've done so much. Farhan Akhtar is Mr. Fantastic. Acting, directing, writing, singing. He's done it all. You know, Priyanka Chopra herself has done it all, has now become a big producer. The Sky is Pink was her first production debut as a Hindi film. But, you know, so much to learn from them. And, you know, when I caught up with them, I asked them all that. Evening Drive on Leica Radio with Salil.
You know what she says about breaking stereotypes? You as an actor also ended up breaking a lot of stereotypes in Bollywood. You know, it didn't. I remember when I saw Lakshya and I loved it. As a director, when I saw, and I said, wow. And people said, "Arey, aisa thodi na koi marta hai." Today in the same Uri zone, aise hi log mar rahe hain, you know. And I think you're way ahead of your time even as a director. But even as an actor, you're very relaxed about it. You didn't want to say, "Hi, what's up?" It was, even you broke stereotypes. You're very normal about it.
Yeah.
So,
you know, actually, there's a very funny scene in Luck by Chance regarding that. Because I remember we were doing the scene, and of course, Saurabh Shukla, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
So we were doing a scene, he plays the acting coach. Right? So he came and we did the scene and stuff like that. So he was the first guy, you know, he said he noticed it. And then he used it in the scene as well. He's like, Vikram, tum underplay bahut zyada kar dete ho. It's too much underplay. You know? And then he was talking to me about it, and he actually had a conversation with me about it. He's like, that seems to be like your style from whatever I'm seeing. Yeah. And he's like, you know, don't get swayed by wanting to do something
over.
He's like, because it's kind of nice.
And it's now become the norm.
I remember that very, very sweet.
Now this underplay or normal acting has become the norm.
Thankfully.
Yeah, but do you think that we've come of age? Do you think we've all come of age?
Yeah, I don't know about all that stuff. I feel that there definitely is, I think because of more and more exposure happening to different kinds of entertainment, now we can watch stuff on our phones, on anything that we want.
From any country.
Yeah, from any country.
Yeah.
You're consuming content from all over the place. Yeah. And somehow that's kind of upping your basic quality of consumption. Yeah. You know, so anything that's seeming a little bit like now, whether it's too melodramatic, too hammy, you know, like it just somehow doesn't feel right, doesn't feel real. So even within fantastical scripts, and within like sci-fi scripts, you know, where you can actually take a lot of liberties and do things. Even within there, you'll find performances being maintained that are like really, really believable and very, very real.
You're listening to the Evening Drive. Evening Drive with Salil. Farhan Akhtar giving his words of wisdom. Write it down, folks. Write it down or record it if you can. I mean, I think this will be life lessons and more life lessons with Priyanka Chopra, Jonas and Farhan Akhtar. Stay tuned.
All about the music.
This is Leica Radio.
Two of the biggest stars joined me recently, and Farhan Akhtar and Priyanka Chopra Jonas. I'm still getting used to the fact that I'm adding the Jonas to it. But two people have also used social media very effectively, not only to further their work, but also now with Priyanka Chopra being United Nations ambassador and all that, she's really used that. But has it also had another effect on them? You've got your trolls also. Evening Drive on Leica Radio with Salil.
Social media has changed the game. Has it changed how actors are, as people also now? Because everything is out there in the open. I mean, I think sometimes I feel like there's just so much in India, and across the world also, but much more in India. It's like everything is cricket now. How we were all armchair critics for every cover drive and every on drive earlier. Do you think now there's just way too much opinion?
I'm a fan of social media. I do love social media.
Yeah, right up there.
I love sharing the parts of my life that I want to share with people, and I get a lot of love and affection. But yes, I get a lot of critique and opinions about every single thing, as if I'm not just like an entertainer, but I'm a head of state, almost. And I'm flattered. While I'm flattered, I choose to focus on the positivity. I choose to still be human and have my own opinions, which may or may not get me into trouble, or have people saying. But the one thing I do want to complain about is people's opinions. Since when did they become news? I feel like I see it on my feed. Blah 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 gets trolled for blah blah blah. Why is trolling news? Don't we have other things to write about? There's so much happening in the country that we need to write about. Why are we so celebrity obsessed that some 10 people or 50 people have an opinion about somebody's dress or somebody's something, and that becomes headline news? Like, that's the only thing I feel like is not important. Yeah, you can deal with it on social, but it's annoying when the media gives it so much importance, and I think that there are other things to write about.
Oh, for sure. Do you ever have like a boxing session after you feel like if somebody's trolled you want to beat them up? You can't. Right. But you would ever go to would you have that in the gym, like they show in the films, taking their frustration out in a gym? Would you ever do that?
No, not at all. But the thing is that it's kind of a two-edged sword here. Yeah. It how it is, because the fact is that you do put yourself out there, and you're putting yourself out there on some level wanting to create a certain good vibe, because the most of your thoughts that you put out or images that you put out, you want people to kind of look at and smile or feel slightly better about something.
There's certain vanity also attached to it. Nicely.
It's not only about vanity, because it's not that, honestly, I can again just only speak for what we do, because different people use social media for different things. But I really feel that it's kind of nice to use, people are interested in your life, instead of them reading stuff about you that's not true. Because they're so many times stories that are created that you have no idea where they've come from, because there's no basis in reality.
And that's news to you.
And it's news to you that you've done something at someone's house, which you never went to, or at a party that you never attended. So instead of that, seriously, instead of that and creating like this strange void of information or then misinformation, it's okay to just kind of keep putting little bits and pieces out, of where you are, what you're thinking about, what you're doing. And people who follow your work, I guess, and who love you for who you are, they like that, and it kind of keeps a connection with you and them going.
A direct connection.
Yeah, with you and them going, and that to me is important.
You're listening to the Evening Drive with Salil. Yep, for me, social media is very important. I love it. Anyway, you're listening to the Evening Drive with me, Salil, and this conversation, I love it. These words of wisdom with Priyanka Chopra and Farhan Akhtar will continue.
You're listening to Leica Radio.
All about the music.
You're on the Evening Drive with me, Salil, on Leica Radio, and Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Farhan Akhtar with me when I caught up with them. And, there was a revelation that I had to make about social media. My social media journey started with a lady. Well, you know what? Let me not say it. Hear it yourself. You're listening to the Evening Drive with Salil.
2008. This grand lady here was the reason why I came onto Twitter. She took my phone like this and said, okay, this is how you get onto Twitter. The great Priyanka Chopra got me on Twitter. I said, I don't know what to write. She says, don't write anything, just say something. So thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, she got me on Twitter. She was like, don't you know what Twitter is? You don't know anything. Give me your phone. Yeah, I'll do this for you. Farhan, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, so you were always ahead of the game as that is concerned. And social media was such an important part of getting things out there. And this is the reason why, I think both of them are part of this kind of film also. If you read about the film, if you read the concept of it, Shonali's Marguerite of the Straw was fantastic.
Amazing.
What a film it was, And so even Chittagong, I've seen. So there was a lot of expectation about it. Great thing. Some friends of mine were at TIFF and they said this is great film. The two of you really, very sensitive subject, very difficult subject to also mix, because you're trying to show tragedy along with happiness as well. Playing real life people, you all have done that anyway in your past, but very different. This kind of film for you to do also, and very important as far as our audiences are concerned. They're watching you after a while. Lots of picking and choosing, and while you were doing it, took a while to do also. So lots of thoughts on that, right?
It's not that I chose to do a film in India after 3 years because I wanted to. I was doing a TV show which took 11 months of my year. It was a 24 episode, season per season. So I had just 1 month left and I couldn't do a film. 11 months if you're filming for Quantico, then ek hi mahina bachta
You used to shoot 11 months?
11 months in a year.
Wow.
For 3 seasons. So it took 3 years. And that's why I didn't have the ability to do anything. Badi mushkil se to I ghus out Baywatch and Isn't It Romantic, because it took little pieces of my time.
So
But
Baywatch, that Baywatch. just by the side.
Casual. But it was it had to be done within that 1 month.
Yeah.
So I didn't have time to do a full-fledged feature. So after Quantico finished, I started shopping for what films I wanted to do. And my manager Reshma, she was just she said, just read this one script, it's come across me. Then you see how you feel. And I was like, all right, I was sitting in New York and I one evening I was sitting at home and I was like, all right, let me just take this book. So I started reading this script and I just couldn't stop. And I remember it weighed on me so much, it moved me so much, that after I was finished reading it, I just sat down for about an hour and thought about life, how I approached it, how I should approach it, how it's important to seize the moment, live in the moment instead of worrying about what's going to happen or what might have happened. And this movie really moved me and touched me in so many ways that I just said that I need to meet Shonali, and she flew in and we chatted, and it just felt so organic that this was an immersive experience as an actor for me, and I really wanted that. I wanted something that would make me nervous, that would make me
challenge you a bit as well.
Yeah, which would make me scared of I'm not a mother, how do I delve into those dark emotions? I don't know what it could possibly mean to lose a child or have me told that your child could die anytime, those are emotions I don't know how to understand. So as an actor, it makes you greedy to do that. And then I'd already tasted playing a real life person before, so that was another added attraction for me. Aditi is such a fascinating person to me. That all of it just came together and I was like, this is a movie that has to be told and I want to be the one telling it.
Evening Drive on Leica Radio with Salil.
If you haven't seen The Sky is Pink, I cried buckets. I really cried buckets. And it's one of those really sweet, sensitive films that you had to have watched. If you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. But otherwise, it's just, sometimes I like to endorse films that are just good. It didn't do well box office wise, but it really was a sensitive film. I'm going to catch you again tomorrow. You guys stay in touch with me, Salil Acharya, on Twitter and Instagram. Loving all those DMs that are coming in. I will see you soon tomorrow. Take care and have a great, great night.